So today we are doing a final tour of our chicken house before we divide our chicken into two groups. And here we are seeing up that we have our brooder where we have our 1-day-old chicks that are already 4 weeks old. And so it's actually time to divide them into two because they are a bit overcrowded. And before we do that, we can look at what we have in preparation for our future needs in our poultry farm. And so here we have the working areas. And on the upper side, we have the mixing house with a little corridor where we shall be sitting and having our coffee and our lunch. And as you can see on the side, then we have a very wide porch area, more like surrounding the porch, which is a bit wide. And this we have specifically built like that so that we can use it to sit or to place our coffee cups and to use it for placing anything as a table. And therefore we save the space in the middle for working. So here we're walking down from our poultry house, or rather our chicken house, and we are going to look at these houses to see how they look inside. And we have made this space specifically facing the sun so that we can use it also to get some sunshine as we work. And as you can see, as you come in, you find a little sink where you'll be able to wash your hands and to wash anything that you have. They can also use it to wash or to rinse their mugs or their coffee cups. And so you come in, and we are going to go up to this house, which right now we are using as a store. This is just before the chicken. This is before we started mixing the food for the chicken. And so you come up here, and there's this little space that I was talking about where we shall put some chairs to sit on. And you enter into this room. And this room, as you can see, has a very wide door because we're going to use this as our mixing house. And to do that, we'll have to bring in a wheelbarrow with a bag of feed. And therefore, we have this wide table. And inside, you see, we have our feeders ready. We have our brooding charcoal stoves that are ready. On the windows, we have our vitamins, and we have our little bottle of the disinfectant. And it's very important that the house is very well sealed on top so that animals don't come in. Because we're going to have grains stored here. After we mix our feed, we'll have it here. So it's important that we don't have animals coming in to eat them up. So this is our mixing. We have the buckets there to carry the food as we fill in the feeders. We have the feeders. We have the charcoal stoves. We have also the booths that we have prepared. And when it's very hot, we can also use the crooks. And we have our little pump there for sterilizing or disinfecting the areas around the house and our sawdust, because that has to be disinfected. So this is how you prepare yourself for brooding chicken before they come. We found out that we were not in need of all the charcoal stoves because we finished with that warm part of the brooding quite early. Within 2 weeks, we actually had finished up with it, and we no longer use charcoal stoves today. But we didn't know, so we bought quite a few of them, and the first 3 days, maybe we laid about 8 of them. We have 10 of them, so 2 were left extra, and we have not been using them, and now we don't use any of those. And here you see our chicken house. This is the lower side of the chicken house. We are brooding upstairs. As you can see, we've covered it with canvas. because our little chicks are inside there that we're protecting from the wind and the cold. And downstairs is the second half of the house, because we shall be taking half of those chicks downstairs to this house. But let's first check these houses and see how they look like. So here we have built these little places that we shall be working in, and we actually have made it so that it's easy to clean on the outside. So we enter one of these houses, and this is the store for the eggs. So in about 4 months, we shall be harvesting our eggs, and this is where we shall be storing them. So the place should be safe. The place should have air conditioning so that there's a bit of ventilation coming in. It should be a bit dark, and we're going to put some little tables or some stand, because we are not going to put them on the floor. So we shall put a stand so that we can place all the eggs, and we are able to count them and to clean them and to register them as we sell them. This will be 4 months from now. And the other side, you can see our store for food. And we have already our food ready for our chicken. As you can see, we have the chick food that we're going to use for the first 10 days without mixing. So we have it ready for them. And here we have something that's probably coming from up. So we need to check and see what is that. It could be some ant hills or something. So we need to check up that and make sure we treat it so that it doesn't affect all the wood. And you can see here we have very good ventilation. You can see the hose on top. So you need to have a very good ventilation in every room, of course. Whether the eggs, the feed, or the chicken, you need very good ventilation. And this is our chicken house, our beautiful chicken house that we have built from our own materials. All the wood that you're seeing here is actually harvested from our own forest, and therefore we were able to save a lot of money by building like this. And it's important that you have strong doors on your stores, because you have to lock them up later on. And here we're going to enter our first floor of the chicken house. And here we have the laying boxes. And we have used a lid which is very heavy, so that when you lift it up, then you close it. And we are sure that no animal can lift it up. So that's why it's a bit heavy. So it goes down and closes very well. And here we are on the lower floor of our chicken house. And this will have half of our chicken, which is about 1,450 chicken are going to come down there. So here on the entrance, you come in, and we have very, very special roasting bars. And these roasting bars, we have used a Swedish design, whereby you can see the bar is actually lying horizontal on a 180 degrees, which means the chickens will climb up there, and we have all over. So I think that our 1,450 birds will have a place to roast, all of them. We will not need to have any on the floor unless they wish to stay on the floor themselves. And there we have very special bars that are made with perpendicular sides on the lower side, if you can see. That's very special. And then on top, it's horizontal and flat, so that the chick will just lie on it. And so as you can see, we have prepared the roasting bars, and they are very special, like we said. And here, this is how it looks. This is the Swedish design of the roasting bar. And you can see how the chicken is lying down straight. It's lying down on the bar, and the whole body is actually the chest is lying on this board, so it's going to rest the whole night and very well and comfortable. You can see we've already started filling it up with wood shavings, and we are going to we have already sieved the shavings, and we have already disinfected them, and we have already dried them. And so we are putting them, and we're going to refill the whole house, even under those bars. And here at the front, we're going to put a little wood across so that the litter on the upper side doesn't pour on the lower side, because the chicken are going to scratch it until it pours. So we are going to show you later on after we finish up, before we bring in the chickens. And so this is the lower side of our chicken house. This is the lower floor. You can see the layer boxes, which we're going to put a little curtain on the front, and then we will sort of have it so that the chicken can go inside this curtain and lay the eggs in the dark and in quietness, and then come out again. So this is what we're going to do later on, but we're going to show you all this. You can see we have our floors and our wall already plastered, because later on, when we are changing the chicken to the next flock, it will be much easier to clean this type of wall, of course. That's why we have that. And this is how the lower side of our chicken house looks like. And we are preparing it so that you can bring half of the chicken down, because we have actually finished with the brooding. Thank you.